Feedback is a gift that's often hard to receive. It's often hard to hear, even if we know that we need it, we want it, and we can really benefit from it. At Next Class, we empower teams and individuals to reach the next level by giving access to great learning opportunities. My name is Candy Granados. I am an instructional designer, training facilitator, and the Chief Learning Officer of Next Class. You've probably heard of the phrase, feedback is a gift. That's a very common phrase that we usually hear in personal development classes or in workshops, or we even read about it. Now, feedback is a gift. So that what it essentially means is that when someone offers you feedback, whether it's positive or constructive, you have to treat it as something special, something that is being given to you because you want to improve. Now, the thing is, let's face it, the reality is that feedback is a gift that is often hard to receive. Feedback is a gift that's often hard to receive. It's often hard to hear, even if we know that we need it, we want it, and we can really benefit from it. Why is that? Whenever I talk about the topic of feedback, whether in classes or just in discussions, I usually also ask the question of what has been the experience of that audience on feedback. In one class that I did recently, I just really asked them to give me emojis. Heart if your experience of feedback is positive, and then thumbs down if your experience of feedback is something that's difficult or negative. Most of them actually gave me like this. Somewhere in the middle. It's neither a total heart nor a thumbs down. And the reason for that is because people generally know that they need the feedback. It's just that hearing the feedback, listening to it, absorbing it for the first time, whether it's positive or constructive, is usually difficult to do. And that's because we all have negative experiences about feedback. I'm pretty sure that if you've opened yourself up to feedback, you would have received feedback that is not necessarily always positive. That's the risk that we take when we open ourselves to feedback. It means that we will most likely have a negative experience of receiving feedback that is not something or not the one that we're expecting to hear. Now, what makes negative experiences hard for us, including receiving feedback that is hard to hear? One of the things that I've learned across the years is something that is quite geeky, but is also my favorite, one of my favorites. It's called the amygdala hijack. So the amygdala is a part of your brain that is somewhere here. So these are your frontal lobes. They are responsible for active decision making, active problem solving, and all of that. So all of that work. Your amygdala is somewhere here. And what it does is that it protects you from danger, even if you don't know yet that you have to protect yourself. And when your body senses difficulty, stress, or something that might be related to previous stressful or negative experiences, your amygdala hijacks your frontal lobes, and you suddenly find yourself in a situation wherein you feel stressed, you feel you're under attack, you feel that you have to leave the situation, or you feel like you have to fight back, even if you don't. And that's part of what happens when we need to listen to feedback about ourselves. Now, when we're anticipating feedback about ourselves, we can feel the stress because we might have had some negative experiences before that is telling our body that if this person is giving me feedback, then I'm possibly going to enter a situation that my body doesn't like, that I don't want to hear, that's going to make me feel stressful. And how that manifests physically is that you feel all of the stress signs in your body. So sweaty palms, hunched shoulders, so your neck might be strained and all that. All of the things that are telling you and your body that this situation of receiving feedback is not good for you. Na? So it's a primal instinct that we have, that amygdala hijack. Can you totally avoid it? You cannot. It's simply part of evolution. But you can prepare yourself for it, because you know that feedback is truly a gift. Even if you've had negative experiences from it before, you know that you can be better at it. You can be better because of it, if you only digest that feedback and really take it constructively. So how do you prepare for yourself for receiving feedback, no? So that you don't get into that hijack situation? First of all, don't wait for a situation to happen before you try to control your impulses or your stress signals. No, you don't really have to wait for the situation to happen first. You can already observe yourself in daily situations, what causes you stress, what makes you feel anxious, and how does it manifest in your body, and what can you do to give yourself, calm yourself down, give yourself some peace and rest. Think about those situations, try to observe them in daily life, and try to record what works for you. Okay, it may be, breathing exercises, it may be mindful exercises, some activity or some unwinding exercises that you need to do. Whatever those are, please make sure that you're recording it and you are observing their effects on you. You're not trying to avoid negative experiences. You are preparing yourself for responding to those negative experiences, so that your body knows that not all of negative experiences are actually bad for you. Some of them will take you out of your comfort zone, and that's the only part that's negative about it. But the growth that happens afterward is actually beautiful. And if you overcome that part of stress, the sweaty palms and the aching shoulders, if you overcome that part, you'll realize that what was starting out as a negative experience is actually just your amygdala hijack telling you that this is not something we like, this is not something that we are prepared for. But when you overcome that part of it, you try to, use your calming techniques and stay at it, stay on course, you'll find that it's actually the start of a more beautiful experience, and it's the start of growth. I hope I have given you something to think about today.
Okay, ready? In 5, 4, 3,